Well, good afternoon. This is Nancy at FancyNancyStamps.com, and I want to welcome you to my studio. It's a gorgeous day here in Spokane, Washington. We're looking at 90-degree temperatures and we're enjoying summer. But that does not keep me from having fun in my studio. And today we're going to be trying out something new. Or at least it's new for me. It may not be new for you, but it was a new technique I learned this weekend, and I've been playing with it all day, and I just can't wait to share it with you. I am using, once again, my Artistically Inked stamp set, but this time I'm also adding to my plethora of stamps also the alcohol inked image that came in the Paper Pumpkin kit this month. And so you're going to see that slip in here. I'm also going to be using colors of navy blue and just jade. I believe that's right. Navy blue and just jade, that's right. And so let me just, I've got a lot of information for you today, from my clubs to summer shenanigans, to let you know how that's going. And that'll come up at the end, so just give me a chance to get there. But first of all, I want to show you some of the things we're going to be using. So here we go. We have our stamp set, which is Artistically Inked, and I'm going to be using this alcohol blended look. So that's the main stamp. I will be using sentiments from Inspired Thoughts, and I think they're absolutely beautiful. So I'll be bringing that in as well. These are my colors, and I just think they're fun together. So we have our Just Jade, our navy blue, and of course I'm going to be using white for the very technique I'm going to use, and two inks I'm going to be using Night of Navy and Just Jade as well. I'm going to be showing you also some embellishments in a minute, but let's just get started because I want to show you what I've been up to, which you're going to say, yes, she's been up to something. I watched Rachel Tessman this weekend doing her alternative cards for Paper Pumpkin, and she made her own expressions in ink paper. And so this morning I decided I was going to get up and try it. So let me tell you the order in which this took place. I started out with using Shaded Spruce and Just Jade. So those are my color combinations, as you can see, and then I added the gold, which is the technique. I thought that my gold is too clumpy. It's too much gold. It takes away from the pretty image. So I'm working on this. We'll come back to it. So the next thing is, I thought that it was too boring with just one color or one shade or the monochromatic look. So this time I added my Night of Navy and my Just Jade, and I'm liking my color combinations lots better, and I put a lot less gold in there, and so you can see how I did that. Okay, so I'm going to even try for less this time, and I'm going to show you how I did this, and this is so fun. So let's just get going. Let's start out by preparing that piece of paper, that white, so that we are ready, because there's a glue matter that has to dry. So let's just get started. So these, once again, these are my two stamps, and I decided that the bigger stamp, which actually is a lighter image than the small one from Paper Pumpkin, that I was going to use the Just Jade. And the real trick was getting, each time I stamped, close enough to each other. So let's just start out with this. I wanted to go off the page so you can see what I'm doing. And like I said, I want to get it close, so I'm going to turn this over and then see. I almost want it to go over the top. And I accomplished that this time. Woohoo dance! Same thing over here. What do I want to do? I'm going to stop for a minute, do some blue, and come back because, oh, how I worked on this today. So now we're going to just put our native navy in, and so I left a little vein area. That's good. With the wider edge. Oh, I just have so much fun with this. I love this. Okay, you can see I've got a little white space, and that's exactly what I'm working on here. Over the top. Back to a little bit of green here. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to put just a little tiny bit of blue in the corner. Okay, I'm really satisfied with that. I've got some white, I've got some places for some gold, but not too much, and I love the colors. So let's just set this aside for a minute. Now, Rachel Tessman's next job was typically, if you've used the gold gilding, you know that we put heat, we stamp with our Versamarker, then we heat that up, and then we add the heat and stick powder. And then we heat that up, and it gets a nice sticky finish, and then we compress our gold gilding into it, and it works very well. Well, what happens? Do we always have to do, is there an alternative? And so that's what this is about. So let's just try this out. We're going to use our monoliquid glue, and we're going to squeeze it, but not in thick gloppy way, but rather just kind of a little, like a little stream, because that's what we want here. So we're going to put it in these little spots. And that's where I want my little gold to stick. Some of these are a little bigger spots than others. And you can, what I discovered is that you can actually do it in 2 steps. Now, one of the things that I learned from watching Rachel was this glue will dry to a nice tacky finish. And so we have to let it dry. Now, in the event that I'm not satisfied with the one I just did, we've got this one. But I prepared one just for what we're about to do. Now, I don't know if you can see the tacky places, but it is definitely tacky to the touch. And I'm going to get out my gold gilding. And yes, I do keep it in a shoebox kind of thing because this stuff takes off. Woo! And I'm going to just lay it on these and press gently on these areas where I have already added my glue. And I can kind of, and I'm going to show you as she did. She used, she put together a little spongy thing that works pretty cool. Be patient. That's the most important thing I can say about this whole activity, is be patient. And just work it through. I'm just going to put one little piece on at a time. This is kind of fun. It's like, what is it like? It's like finger painting in a sense. I'm just putting this stuff on. Now, she took and just made a sponge because it gives you a semi kind of, and very gently, I think you can see, I am just wisping it away from some of those areas so that I can get all that extra up. And when you see those rough edges, just keep working on them. It'll come up. Now I have a couple of areas that are a little bit heavier than I was hoping to achieve because I'm trying to get better at that. Do I have any? And you can just gradually just kind of touch it, and you can see if you've got any little spots left that are tacky, because believe me, they are tacky when they're tacky. Ooh. Actually, this is pretty good. What do you think? It's got a little bit of gold, not too much. I wonder what my next one will turn out like. I'll probably have to post that on my blog just so you can see. But for our purposes, we've got her done. We've got one to work with. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm going to put together this card, and let's talk about our dimensions a little bit. Oh, I kind of like this. Yes, sirree. This one corner is a little heavy for me, and if I had to do it over, I'd make sure I didn't have that heavy of a corner. But I do like how it feels right now. So I've got an 8.5. It's 8.5 by 5.5 piece of paper. I'm going to fold it in half to make my card base, and I'm going to give it a good, hefty, hearty crease with my bone folder. Remember, bone folder is a must in your toolkit. And then I am going to take my just jade paper. I have cut this to 3 3/4 by 5. I'm hoping I've cut this down. I did. And I'm going to put that right on. I'm going to back this particular piece. I'm looking for my tape here. We can have a little bit of fun. I think with practice I could get really good at this. I'm still kind of fussing over that corner, but I really think I could get good. I decided I wanted to put a little ribbon on this, so I went to my ribbon storage today and I found this. It's in color ribbon, and I know it was in last year's catalog. I didn't check to see if it was in this year's catalog, but it's just jade. And I am going to, trying to think how, if I'm going to do this side. Ooh, if I put it at the bottom, it's not going to show as much. Okay, so I'm going to do this. And I generally do what I call a poor man's bow. And what that means is I want to save on my ribbon as much as I can. So I cut it and simply put a bunch on the back, bunch of tape, top and bottom. Come on, baby. There we go. And yeah, I'm gonna like this. And then I'm gonna cut a piece of ribbon, much smaller piece, and just kind of slide it under to create just a single knot. My customers who hate to tie bows think this is the bomb. So, because it is a nice, pretty, finished look, but at the same time, it didn't take a lot of effort, and usually we can't mess it up. I just say usually. There we go. Okay, now this is ready to go on that front, okay? So let's give it a whirl. All right. Want to make sure I get a nice 3/8 inch trim around it. Okay, many of you have probably seen, I'm looking for it right now so I can show it to you, the beautiful ephemera pack that came with Expressions in Ink. And there's just all these beautiful little pieces. I feel like it's going to explode for me when I open it all up, but you can see all these great little pieces in here. And I made a choice. I decided that I wanted to use this particular piece, and this was in the center of it. I cut it out, but this is where I want to put this right about here. So I've thought about it. So I just want to lay it there for a minute so you can see it's capturing the gold. And this is what was on the inside. And so I thought, well, what would happen if I just would cut a piece pretty close to it and just trim off, and then I would have a piece to go underneath that with my sentiment in it. So that's what I did. There's really nothing fancy to it, just did that. So now I've got my little start, and I decided I wanted to make this a sympathy card, so I'm going to do the with heartfelt sympathy. I'm going to do it in navy blue because I think it'll really pop on this particular card. There we go. I'm going to use that again, so I'm just going to leave it for a minute. Now, if you can just kind of picture this, this is going to just go over the top like that. Okay? So I need to decide where it's going to go on the card so that the rest will fit over very nicely. So it's got to come over here just slightly. I'm going to put my tape on the back and then lay this out one more time. I want to make sure I have it right. Okay. So now, here we are. This is going to go down. There we go. Now, I am going to apply just a little bit of glue because it'll be a little bit more forgiving. And I see I already got more than I probably need. I want to hold that little center piece in because it will take off on me. Okay, here we go. But that's not enough. I want this to really shine. So there were some other pieces of the ephemera, and I thought, well, maybe, of course I've now used my glue, but maybe I could tuck. No, I think it better be over here. Maybe I could tuck it over here. Yes, I'd like it to go off the edge. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add a little glue again. I love the feeling when it goes beyond the edge because I think it's just more interesting. There we go. And this little tiny piece is going to get a little glue too, just in a few little spots, just can tell I'm going to be cleaning up my desk from my little glue adventure here. There we go. All right, so that's what I'm picturing on the front, but I always have to stamp the inside of my cards, so let's just see what we're going to put in there. I am going to do the same thing with the white on the Just Jade, but let me just look here. What do I want to do? I think I just want to, I'm going to get another piece of our beautiful ephemera. I think I'm going to get these gold leaves right here. I'm going to use that down in the corner. And I think I'm going to use words from Inspired Thoughts, and I think it's going to be this: sheltering you with love at a time when words fall short. So let's just do that with the blue, with the navy, Night of Navy ink. Ooh, I know I'm going to like this card. Beautiful. And let's add a little goodness to the back of these leaves so it's nice and snug. And then we're going to put it here. Whew, this is kind of fun. So what do you think of this little, it's really doable, don't you think, to use the glue? But it takes practice to get it as narrow and fine as you want it to be. Like I said, I'm anxious to try out the piece because that was the finest I had ever done it. So first you just want that gold to show, and then you realize that it's one of those things where less is more. And you just have to practice with it. Okie dokie. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is pretty. There we go. And my card is done. So it's with heartfelt sympathy, sheltering you with love at a time when words fall short. And I think that is really fun with just enough pop. Just, oh, I still have more. I'm so glad I said that. Pop and gold, and I thought some of these would be beautiful. And I know these are left over from a paper pumpkin kit. They are gold sequins that I just think are so pretty. There we go. Just gave it enough little punch to make it very special. So there you have it. Now let's talk a little bit about what's coming up at Nancy's Stampin' Studio. Alrighty, so many of you are already pretty engaged with the summer shenanigans, because summer shenanigans is going to be a lot of fun. And on the 20th of the month, how many days away is the 20th? Let's see, 20th. Today is the 6th. So you see we have 2 more weeks before we have the first drawing, so you still have a chance to really shake it up a little. So you get entries into summer shenanigans several ways. Number 1, attend a class. You can do that in my studio, or you can do it online, and I do have some classes coming up. In fact, until tomorrow you can still sign up for the In Color Club. This month I believe the color is Evening Evergreen, and we'll be working with Bloom Where You're Planted. So, ooh, I can't wait. It's going to be beautiful. Let me tell you about that. In Color Club is $43 shipped to your door, $35 if you're doing a porch pickup, and you will receive a package, a ream of the Color of the Month paper. You will also get the classic ink pad and the re-inker, and you will get the alcohol blends to go along with it. It's a 5-month commitment. At the end of 5 months, you also will get a package of the designer series paper, the in color designer series paper, and some matching gems. But that's not all. Every month when you get those colors, you also get a stamping kit, and the stamping kit is everything you need to make 8 cards, and you have 4 different designs. You're going to do 2 each of those designs, and ooh, they're beautiful. I can tell you that already. They are beautiful this month, and I'm really excited. And as I said, it's Bloom Where You Are Planted. If you do not have that stamp set and you want to add it, you will do that. I will pay the tax and ship. So that comes to you at an 18% discount, which is really awesome. How do you get involved in my class? Well, it's really quite easy. You simply send me an email, or you respond here, I want to do this club, help. But really the best thing is go to my blog, and the directions are right here in the above the Facebook Live. Go there, and there's a sign-up sheet, and I will come to you and let you know. You will also see that there's a place that says I want to join under my classes, and it'll bring you to me also, and we will have a conversation, obviously via email, but we'll get that done and we'll get you signed up. So, but tomorrow night at 6 o'clock is my cutoff for the In Color Club. We also have an online card club, and the cutoff for that, I think, is I always have to look them up. It's the 3rd Wednesday of the month. So, and then it ships on the last Friday of the month, and that kind of sums it all up. And this month, it's Expressions in Ink is the stamp set. Oh, I can't wait for you to see the cards. They are beautiful. And it works the same way. That particular kit is a little different in that it's a subscription. And the same thing, when you are on my blog, you will see there's connections. And when you're on my website, you will see that there are ways to get to my classes. And it's so easy. And then I contact you, and we just get moving on it. But it is a $36 commitment each month. If you just say, gosh, I don't know, what's this gal really do? If you just want to check out my classes, for heaven's sakes, sign up for 1 month only. And it's a $40 charge, and you can make a decision for the future if you'd like to continue on with my club. But that one, you get lots of product as well as that card kit, and you will have the opportunity to purchase the Bloom Where You Are Planted, Expressions, I'm losing it. The Artistically Inked stamp set goes with that one. So we'll be in conversation. So if you attend a class, that's an entry. If you spend $50 or more in my store, that's also an entry. And so, for instance, if you add the bundle that goes with the class, it looks like you've already found yourself purchasing yet enough to get that entry that you might want. So there you are. You can attend a class, you can make a purchase. Oh, but there's more. If you're watching my video right now, just give me a thumbs up. No, you got to comment. It's not just a thumbs up. You have to comment so I know who you are, so that I can give you credit and add your name and entry to my drawing. Also, these go on to YouTube, and if you watch them there, you can get the same way. Leave a comment and I will give you credit. Summer Shenanigans is a hoot, because we are going to do a drawing June 20th, July 20th. No, we're in July right now. July 20th, August 20th, and September 20th. And then there will be a grand prize. So all of the chips and all of the entries will go all back into the bucket for the grand prize, and that is a $50 shopping spree with me. So I hope that this is something that is going to say, yes, I want that, and you will come and join me. So that's our fun. That's our summer shenanigans. I've told you about the clubs. I've told you about online, and I've told you about In Color. I have moved my time for my card making and talking to you to Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 o'clock, and that seems to work with my schedule a little bit better, and we're going to have fun. I hope you stick with me and we continue to make cards together. And I will let you know on Thursday how that last artistically inked piece of paper came out. Or I might even take a picture and put it on my blog, so that's just a little teaser. And above all, I just want you to have a great day, happy stamping, and I look forward to being with you guys again. Have a great evening.